Hey, everybody, it's me, Jake, from Jakin.Off. Thank you for tuning in to another episode. This week, we are joined by a very special guest, friend of the pod, and friend of my heart. Give it up for Evan Goldt, everybody. Let him hear it. Evan can be found on Instagram at Evan C. Goldt. You can also find him on TikTok. And if you're interested in some pretty fucking dope Pokemon content that yours truly has even made a small appearance in, go DM them on Instagram, and they will send you their Pokemon content. As always, you can follow this podcast at J.O.Pod on Instagram. Links for all of the social media will be in the description, as always. So go down there, give us a like, give us a follow. If you're on YouTube, subscribe, ring that bell, or whatever it is they're doing these days. Huh? What's going on with that bell? This episode we did a little catching up with our old friend Troy Kearns of awful Landlord fame, and boy was it even worse. If you guys can believe it, it's gotten worse. Things are getting worse, if you can believe it. Yet again, we wish we didn't have to do this. We wish we didn't have to do a podcast. We miss the big-titted mermaid statues. We miss Dildo Cove. But this is the state of the world these days. So everybody, thank you so much for tuning into the episode, and have a good listen to the episode.
Oh, won't you take off with me? Oh, I know it's your fantasy. Oh, won't you take off with me? Yeah, we're taking off every week.
Oh, he gon' bust.
Oh, he gon' bust.
That's a good start. I feel like the
we're in it.
audience
We're
will
in
love
it
that.
now.
Yeah, we're
Yeah.
doing it, dude. Get this shit off the screen, dude. This stuff we don't have time to watch that right now. Because we're playing that next episode. We're recording another episode later today with Ted and Adam from Ted and Adam Talk for an
I
hour.
know Ted and Adam.
And we're revisiting.
Well, I don't know Ted, but I know of their podcast.
We're revisiting some stuff that we talked about the last time they were on. Check it out, audience. But today, dude, you and I we're gonna do a bit of a revisit. First, I want to show you this fucking video that blew my mind, though. This is totally unrelated to the rest of it. Before Brett plays this, I need to say that I watched this. When I saw this, I watched it like 20 fucking times in a row because it blew my fucking mind so hard. This is a video of a whale. Have you ever seen a whale's blowhole from the top, dude?
Maybe not.
Buddy, wait till you see this. Brett, roll it. We're going to pause it, so be ready. Pause it, Brett. That is a fucking nose, dude.
Yeah.
That looks like a nose,
Yeah,
bro.
that's a nose.
It's a big-ass nose swimming
That's
around
a
in there.
schnoz.
Isn't that crazy? Dude,
Yeah.
wait till you see. It's like its nostrils flare. Keep going, Brett. That's crazy. I was like, oh, my God. I think part of it, let's be honest, I was pretty high the first time I saw this. I was pretty stoned.
It's
but
a nose,
it's fucking
but
beautiful.
It's a
dude.
nose. It's a nose.
No,
I can see
it's
it's
a
a
nose.
It's two nostrils. That's a nose. But it's also a pussy. I mean, come on, let's be real. Let's be real with each other, fellas. That's a pussy on screen.
No, you are sick, dude. You would not fuck
You
that.
don't think a Navi's pussy looks like that? I know they're linking hair, but you know, they got to piss from something.
Two side-by-side holes. Stop it, Brett. Dude, Evan, I need you to look into this camera. Move your microphone out of the way. Look into this camera.
The phone?
Yeah, and just flare your nostrils and take in a big breath. Brett, you're going to fucking overlay that over the top of this. You guys are going to see. Everybody's going to see. It's a
That's
nose,
a nose.
dude. I feel like this open and shut case, evolution is real.
And you've seen the fin is a hand. Like, in that, like...
The bones. Yeah, dude.
And you know, whales are more closely related to deer than to, like, most other mammals.
Yeah.
Isn't that interesting?
It's
Yeah.
so wild.
Yeah, isn't
Yeah.
that strange?
That's it. It fucking was like, you know, because you always hear, you're like, well, whales are mammals.
Yeah.
And you're like, right.
Sure.
Right.
Yeah.
They are, but I don't know why.
Right.
Like, I don't understand why.
Live birth.
And then I saw this, and I was like,
Nose.
oh, my fucking God.
Yeah.
They got noses, dude.
Yeah, dude. That's crazy.
nosed individuals.
Nose on their head, on the top of their head.
Dude, in the way that the nostrils like
They
flare,
flare, just like
out,
yeah.
like they're like, and you got to think, dude, it's because they're down there holding their fucking breath
Hey,
underwater.
I had no idea the last 2 episodes I was on came out. I was looking on the YouTube before I came over here, and I was like, I was like trying to make sure I didn't.
We were doing a bad job at posting, but now we're doing at least 2 reels for every episode.
Hey, 2 reels.
So we're
I've heard
trying
of
to
2
be
chains,
more on
but
top of that. Yeah, 2 reels.
that's what they call Brett.
And we're also going to start doing like some
2 reels.
some intermediate length content that will go up on our YouTube.
Hell yeah.
Some more like clips and stuff, that kind of thing.
Or maybe like a best of Evan Goldt.
Yeah, maybe we'll do a best of Evan Goldt. Well, what I'm planning on is that once our fan base takes off, we'll get the
because we're getting 1,000 subscribers following.
We need to get 1,000 subscribers, 1,000 followers by 9/11, so
which
we
is
can buy the vacuum
which is when
bed.
this comes out.
Just
on
so
9/11.
everyone
This
knows.
comes out on 9/11. That's right.
Just so
dude.
everyone knows, I've been on 10 episodes of Jakin.Off so far. They're all compiled in this one convenient playlist on the Evan Goldt YouTube. So make sure to go check out the Evan Goldt YouTube if you want to see all of Evan Goldt's Jakin.Off appearances.
Thanks for
Just
calling
laid
me
out.
out, Evan. Yeah,
certainly-
I do need to make a
I've been
sheet
with-
of...
I've been with-
actually talked to Jake about that. I need to make a sheet of who's been on and be like...
Yeah.
I've been featured with such esteemed guests as Nate Simmons,
Yes.
Mick Rice Hall, Casey
Wow.
Famous,
Wow.
and Mike Kaplan. Everybody,
Yeah.
come on, go watch
all
them.
great episodes.
Yeah.
Honestly, I mean,
Agreed.
there's a reason why you're you're a friend of the pod.
But don't skip the solo episodes because
Yeah.
we also talk about things like Dildo Cove. and
Dildo
Jordan
Cove.
Dildo
Peterson.
Cove's an amazing episode.
Dildo Cove.
I really love that.
Mwah,
Yeah, it was a good time.
mwah.
It's actually one of our
You know
most
what,
best
dude?
performing episodes.
Nice.
I think about that period of time
Yeah.
now, and like looking back, and the reason why there were just now, and I mean, I know there were awful things happening back then.
Oh yeah.
But the amount of awful things and the rate at which they're happening now
Oh.
seems a lot different. You know, we're
Drastic.
not getting a lot of Dildo Cove stories.
No.
We're not getting a lot of big titty mermaid statues being built in Italy or
Nope.
whatever. Like, and that's what I think is sad. Is I yearn for the days of the Dildo Cove. I yearn for the days of the big tittied mermaid statues.
Return.
When things were simpler. dude.
Return with a V.
Yeah.
Return.
Yeah. And you know, dude, there's a big fucking problem. Speaking of past episodes, this is actually a great way to transition into our sort of main content for
Okay.
today. So we're from Kansas City, or we live in Kansas City.
Dab on
We're
him.
from here too, both of us. Brett's
Yeah.
not from here.
Fucking idiot.
Brett's from some pisshole fucking.
Oh, 2 reels over here.
yeah. Yeah.
Born in a barn
Yeah.
next to a raccoon that had a chicken for a dad or some shit.
Hey, don't talk shit on my dad.
But this is good. So a while back, we had Pat McCarthy on. We're gonna link the episode. Link will be in here if you're watching this on YouTube. But we talked to young Pat about a man by the name of Troy Kearns. And I know that I told you a little bit about this because I was alarmed when I learned about this guy. Because basically what he is he's like Kansas City's own landlord influencer. But one of the things that he was talking about and promoting on his podcast was like this thing that is essentially a union for landlords, which I don't think should be allowed. I don't think that should be a thing, personally.
Like,
It
that's
seems like not in the best interest of society.
the only
at all.
union I've ever heard of besides like a police union that I've ever been like, wait, no,
Yeah,
you're
no,
not supposed
please
to
stop.
like have.
Right,
That's bad.
Right. Oh, you have a monopoly of force and a union?
Yeah.
That doesn't seem right.
And you
or
protect
good.
each other from you insulate
Yeah.
each other from consequences. Ooh.
Exactly. So, Brett, you can go ahead and pull up 2.1. This is Troy's profile. We'll kind of let this speak for itself a little bit. It says, helping you achieve financial freedom through real estate. Mentor at millionaire.mentorship. Click below to start your journey. So he has this thing called the Millionaire Mentorship where he teaches other people how to be landlords, which is also like...
Helping you achieve financial freedom
Dude.
by putting your boot on the necks of the poor.
Yes.
Literally,
yes,
look at that
yes.
fucking picture.
Yes,
That's what he's
dude,
wanting
he's
to
like
do.
stomping on you in the picture.
Literally, he's like, AC's extra.
Yeah. And
I'm not legally obligated to give you AC. Actually, That's been the new thing I've been seeing in Missouri.
Dude, the video that introduced me to him was him walking through this house with like a bunch of his class, and it's like the bottom is like bowed out, dude. It's this brick house, and the bottom is like fucking, you know. And he's
Wait
like,
a second, say that again.
He's
The
like,
bottom was like
the bottom's like.
That's the only way I want a bottom to be. You know what I mean, guys?
Evan, I believe the word is the foundation. The foundation was like.
Okay. Yeah, I like that foundation to be nice and.
Oh, girl, you got a good foundation.
Oh, there's only one crack in this foundation, and it's supposed to be there.
Brett, clip it. You're gonna want to clip that. Write down that timestamp, Brett.
Ain't no leaks in this foundation.
Evan, you would know that. What's that hip hop song that features like a bed squeak as the beat? It's not Mr. Flintstone or whatever that
I
fucking.
can make your bed right.
It's not that one, but it's like
baby.
of that era.
We've been listening to that song like a lot this week. Like that's timely for me, Bedrock.
You know what I'm talking about, though. It's got like a bed squeak
I think
as
it's
the
time
beat.
to put this pussy on his sideburns. No, I'm not sure what you're talking about. I listen to good music.
Well, dude. Anyways, this guy Troy Kearns, he has like this class out there, and he's talking about the foundation of this house. Go ahead, Brett.
It's some cut by Trillville.
I don't know that.
Okay. Yeah.
It was Little Scrappy's like adjacent.
Oh yeah.
All right.
Wow, Brett.
Yeah.
Wow, Brett. Thanks.
Trillville. That's
And that was the new recurring bit where Brett does hip hop trivia, I guess.
yeah.
I'm just kidding. It's fine.
Did you say it's a new bit?
Yeah,
I don't think it's new.
Brett, pull back up this guy's profile because he has 119,000 followers, which is crazy. Only following 138 people. Insane ratio, dude.
Yeah.
But this video the first video that I saw, he's talking about the foundation of his house, and he's like, well, that's not going to like just fall over. Yeah, that's not just going to fall over tomorrow. Like, it'll be fine. I'm just renting it to people. And you're like, okay, well, that kind of portrays like something pretty negative. And we went into that on the episode. But it's kind of time to check back in because this guy has still been making dipshit videos. We're going to play a couple just to reacquaint ourselves with him because he has the worst takes. Outside of being a landlord, dude, he is like a total dumbass and doesn't understand almost anything else aside from ripping people off.
That's one of the best things about capitalism is that you only have to be intelligent enough to be dishonest with people.
Yes.
To be good at it.
And this is Troy talking about his idea for the stadium solution, basically, for Kansas City. The issue of the new stadiums.
Parsons, I hope
got
you
an
hear this
idea.
message loud and clear. You control this state. 674 acres are right outside the city. The highest and best use is not for an airport. We got a brand new airport, which there could be some improvements there, but one thing that we could do to improve that is to add an executive airport right next to the old airport, right? Now you've got all your people flying into one airport. That makes more sense, less resources, right? You're going to misplace a few executives. Big deal. So you get rid of that big 674 acres of land that Kansas City owns and controls, owned by the county of Clay, controlled by the Kansas City, Missouri. You take that big thing and you build the largest sports complex and you build all these roads that come into it. You build all these little overpasses that flood right into the city so people can park downtown. People can tailgate downtown. People can tailgate down in the venue. This same thing happened in Seattle. Not exactly that way. I'm from Seattle. It changed the entire south of the Dome District, which is called Georgetown and all these other areas, and it worked.
So, yeah, his idea for the stadium is to take a bunch of land by the airport and not only build massive sports complex, but also to build like an insane highway infrastructure, like where there's just a million highways, which, to be fair about Kansas City, is like on brand.
Do you
for
think
this city.
do you think the slurred speech is TBI or alcohol?
I think we can maybe talk about that
Because
a
there was
little bit later.
because
yeah.
he said the word "build" with an R in it. He was like, "They would build a new airport."
Yeah,
Like,
I don't know exactly what's going on there. You know, we hope that Troy is doing poorly, of course. I mean, one can only hope that it's something awful happening to him. But Anyways, are we allowed to say that? Is that allowed? Allegedly, I hope something awful happens to
The
him.
concept of the person Troy in my head, I hope something bad happens to the idea I have of this stranger.
Yeah, I hope he has like a bad mushroom trip where he like has
Yeah.
to fucking reconstruct everything.
Or
that he
like a
knows
bad
about himself.
mushroom trip where he eats bad mushrooms and has to take a trip to the ER.
Or a bad mushroom trip, and he's like stuck in the sewers for some reason, and he's trying to get out of the sewer grate. and can't.
Yeah, I saw Friendship. Hell yeah.
Dude, one of the things this is actually would be if there are any Little Caesar employees out there listening, great way to get to this guy. Put some poison mushrooms on his Little Caesar's pizza. That's a callback. He loves Little Caesar's pizza. That was one of the like videos that we played last time. Is he's like, this is a great business idea. I mean, the
Yeah.
pizza's dog shit. You can't eat it like once it's been out of the oven for more than 5 minutes. It's really like inedible. But for $5, I mean,
I just wish there were more chains named after people that did slavery.
I know exactly. Yeah,
You know?
Thomas Jefferson's. I don't know.
Pancake House?
Yeah, Thomas Jefferson's International House of Pancakes. I don't know.
I had an old joke about how like there should be like a hot dog place called Teeny Weeny Hitler's.
Teeny weeny
And
Hitler.
instead of going pizza, he goes weenie weenie. It's great. Instead of pizza.
But it's Adolf Hitler.
Vienna sausages. They're technically Austrian. It works.
Wow. You really thought that through.
Yeah,
People aren't smart enough to get that.
that's all I think about.
Yeah, I don't think people are. I don't think people are smart enough to get.
I don't think it takes intelligence to be aware of a thing.
Well, I don't think that people who know that Hitler is Austrian
No, that Vienna.
also know about Vienna hot dogs. You know what I mean? Like, I just don't think that there's a huge.
Don't those come in a tin? Like,
Yeah. I don't think that there's like a huge crossover between those two.
So anyway, this landlord.
This landlord is a piece of shit, and he's a bad influencer. Brett,
Bleh.
play the next Brett.
Brett, old 2 reels, old bleh, bleh.
Yeah, here he is.
Listen up. Your friends will not have the guts to tell you this. And your family, they just don't even give
my
a damn.
God.
But here's the cold,
hat on.
hard truth about achieving financial freedom. You'll need to ditch the loser friends that are dragging you down.
I like the
Let's face it,
Fred
they're only
Durst
hanging
hand
around you because you
movement.
stroke their fragile egos. The minute you start winning, they're going
You
to turn
stroke
on
their
you faster
fragile
than you can even blink. But guess what?
He did a
Financial
spin,
freedom
dude.
is your
He did a cute
ticket
little
to a
spin.
life of abundance. It's your chance to leave the haters in the dust, stack up a fistful of cash, earn your family's respect.
Love that he's
and then you
wearing
can
a lapel
finally
mic and this
become
level of
the
wind noise is still
unstoppable
happening.
Dude,
force you
that
were
is a
really
common
meant to be,
theme about
and
this
stop
guy's
kidding
videos.
yourself.
We're gonna
Step
watch
up
some
or
clips
stay
from
stuck.
like
It's
a
your choice.
long form podcast where there are seriously 2 microphones in front of this lady, and the sound quality is the worst that it could possibly be. It's terribly annoying. But dude, this is literally a video of him being like, if you want to become a millionaire, you got to leave all the people who love and care about you behind. And it's like, that is so sad and pathetic.
Yeah, it's the
You
cult.
know what I mean? Like, it is.
Yeah.
And
Yeah, like that's how cults work.
I love where your head is at. Let me just say, I love where your head is at, because we're going to get into more stuff about that.
Anybody that's telling you to separate yourself from your whole social circle is
Right.
dangerous for
Yes, that is a toxic behavior.
you. Unless they're literally like saving you from the Klan.
Yeah,
You know what I mean? Like, you were raised in the Phelps family.
Yes,
And they're like,
yeah.
hey, your family's bad. That's
Yeah.
different. But this
Yeah.
guy being like, anyone preventing you from being a millionaire should be cut off completely.
Yes. They're like, son, have you thought about doing something productive? You're like, shut the fuck up, Dad. I went to millionaire mentorship. And now I know that I can just put canned lights in because tenants break everything.
Yeah, and I know that if I don't put a fan in until after they move in, I'm not obligated to fix the fan.
Dude, yes. And one of the things that I've been thinking a lot about lately, and a topic last time we talked about this guy, is Section 8, right? So what a lot of these landlords do is they will rent apartments out to Section 8 tenants. And how that works is the federal government gives these folks a voucher. They have to be working people. Like these are like
Yeah, they
not,
add so many qualifiers.
there's
to
like
all,
all
these
of
fucking
these
programs.
hoops that you have to jump through, these qualifications that you have to meet. And then the government will pay for somewhere between 80 to 100% of their rent, depending on their situation. People, for some reason, in this country view that as a handout to the people who are getting the vouchers, but actually what it is it's a handout to landlords.
Yeah, absolutely.
And nobody, I think that it's one of these things where we just sort of the framing of the discussion around this is so right wing and conservative when it comes to like social safety net stuff.
Yeah.
That people just accept it as like
Fact.
as fact, or like the very foundation of the discussion is like had on the ground that like this handout is actually going to the person getting the voucher rather than the
person who's
landlord
actually getting all the money from
who's
it.
collecting the
Yeah.
actual money from this thing.
Yeah.
And so in a lot of ways, we are subsidizing these people by not instead taking that money and putting it towards providing people
Public
with
housing.
safe and affordable housing.
Yeah.
Yeah. We instead funnel it directly to people like Troy Kearns. They are going to talk about a little organization that I know you know about. I know about them in Kansas City, KC Tenants.
Oh.
He is.
I'm gonna love this.
This is from a podcast episode, and again, we're just playing these as a refresher. So if you listen to the Pat episode, you'll recognize this. This is Troy Kearns with Stacy Johnson Cosby, no relation. No relation.
Allegedly.
No relation, allegedly.
And Pat McCarthy, no relation to Joe McCarthy.
Exactly. Yeah. But
Allegedly.
she is the head of an organization that she's going to talk about, which is that Landlords Union. So here it is.
Who is KC Tenants? Who's running that organization?
It's a group out of Chicago, People's Action. They're very well funded, Soros funding by the millions and probably more than that. They're not just in Kansas City, they're across this country. And not only that, if we think, oh, they're not in my city, they're not in my state, wrong, guess again, because they're at the White House, they're at the federal level. And if they don't touch you locally, they're going to touch you at a national level. They are sitting at the White House with the president, and they have a White House tenant bill of rights. And what the president told them is that if you can't get this stuff done locally, if we can't get it done in Congress, we're going to do it through our regulatory agencies. And so you better believe that all the regulatory agencies are trying to find a way to get the tenant bill of rights and these socialist tenant protection laws into place at a national level. That's how it's going to happen. We're going to be at the Plaza Library at 10 o'clock in the morning. They can go to kcregionalhousingalliance.org/WS. They can join us by Zoom or in person, but we just need them to get there and to pass the word along to anyone else so that we can take care of people and make sure they don't get put out of business.
So Brett, next on the list should be that link to KC Regional Housing Alliance, their about page, which is it's on the sheet.
You should be protected from people needing AC.
Yes.
You should be protected from having to
Dude.
provide heat.
It truly is like one of the most
it's
leech. It is like leech behavior, dude.
Yeah, no, they're parasites.
So you can read this about page. So it says, zoom in a little bit.
This is like literally this is like landlords fighting against a tenant's bill of rights is literally
Even
like
more, dude.
parasites
Just
trying
so-
to fucking
yeah.
like fight against your antibiotic. You know what
No,
I mean?
exactly.
Like,
Yes.
it's literally the same thing to me. It's
Exactly.
disgusting.
Exactly. So this says the KC Regional Housing Alliance is a diverse group. I bet it's not that diverse. Is a diverse group of Kansas City metro organizations that represent housing providers across our region. We strive to create an environment where housing providers, landlords, are and they put landlords in there. That's not me editorializing.
Landlords.
Landlords in parentheses are valued partners in every community that seeks to create and preserve housing. KCRHA is leading the collaboration in the industry through organizations that represent every sector of the housing industry for sale and for rent investors, landlords, property managers, and realtors. So Brett, scroll down to their organizations. These are their member groups. So one of them is just called Landlords Inc., which sounds like the most evil company that you could
Yeah.
possibly. They got the Winvestors, dude. You're gonna get
They
dub.
they
dude.
never lose.
They never lose. Yeah. Just some of the most. The Mid America Association of Real Estate Investors, the Heartland Apartment Association. I mean, the National Association of Residential Property Managers. Please, this should not exist.
And then we got Yarco.
Yeah, whatever Yarko is, dude.
Yarko is that I don't know.
He's funded by Soros.
Yarko is the most evil Marx brother.
Yarko.
There's Groucho and Harpo.
He's like
Yarko
the Waluigi
Marx.
of the
Yeah.
Grouch.
And he's alive, and he was their
Yeah.
age, and he survives.
He just did a bunch
He's
of
plugged into like a rotating cast of 20-year-olds, just giving him
Yeah.
blood infusions at all time.
Oh my God.
yeah, like an old school Peter Thiel. Like
Yeah,
he's
yeah.
actually figured it out way long ago, how to get the proper blood transfusions.
Yarko
He's like some kind
Marx.
of like Gilded Age.
He
Some
fu-
kind of like Gilded Age capitalist.
Yeah, he
like
shit himself-
industrialist guy.
He
It's
shit
like-
himself on stage one time at one of
Yeah.
their live performances, and it turned him evil.
Is that the Prestige? Is that the plot to the Prestige?
I think I've only seen The Illusion.
I've seen the Prestige.
I know I saw The Prestige. I didn't see
The
The Illusionist.
Prestige is the one with Christian Bale.
That
and
one
they
is the
talk
one I
about
saw.
Nikola Tesla. They're like, how'd he do that?
Yeah, Christopher
Nikola
Nolan.
How
Tesla.
did he do that?
Died in 1943.
Yeah, Nikola Tesla?
Mhm.
What the fuck?
He died in 1943.
Wow, dude. In
R.I.P.
the war?
Too soon.
Was it in the war?
I don't think so. I think he was older.
Oh,
Yeah, I don't think he was
Thank
too
God.
old to serve.
yeah.
I only know that because that's the year my dad was born.
Whoa.
Isn't that weird?
Yeah, that
Yeah.
is wild. Well, that's so that's kind of brings us to the where we're at now with Troy.
Oh, Troy.
Which is we're gonna get into this podcast. So you can pull up the next one now, Brett.
Where's
This is the title screen. So this is him with another real estate person from Kansas City. This
Tro-
person's name is Andrea Wardell, and they recorded this podcast. It was posted on August 6th. I don't know when it was recorded necessarily. but-
HIPAA, but this lady goes into the dermatologist, same as me. She's got herpes on her butthole. I don't know where that came from. None of that's true. I've never seen a dermatologist. I just like saying HIPAA.
That's hilarious. Dude. HIPAA violation.
HIPAA, I go to the same therapist as this
That's
lady,
a-
and she killed her dog. HIPAA.
That's a fucking hilarious bit, dude. Just HIPAA. Say HIPAA. This is a total HIPAA violation, and then make up something like terrible about somebody.
HIPAA, this lady has a second mouth on her butt. HIPAA, it's teeth and everything. I know that. She goes to the same dentist as me, and I saw her ass on the table. I was like, whoa, what are they? Oh, that's a whole mouth.
HIPAA.
HIPAA.
HIPAA. Troy Kearns got a whole can stuck in his ass. He got a whole can stuck in his ass.
HIPAA, I saw the ultrasound.
Yeah, I'm a tech at his doctor's office.
I was the stock boy who gave him the can. He was specifically asking for a can that could go up to his rectum.
No, a whole
Yeah.
can.
Oh,
The
a whole
big
can.
old foam
A whole
can.
heard that.
Yeah, a whole can.
HIPAA,
Like the
I work
toy
at
that-
Hasbro. And
There we go. That's
he
the joke
emailed
I
me.
did.
Yeah.
HIPAA. I work at the lube company, and he emailed me too.
A lot of people don't know that lube companies are covered by HIPAA, but any email you send to a lubricant company is technically considered medical advice.
That's so funny. Dude. I thought you were being so serious. The first one you said, I was like, "Oh my god, dude, he's about to fucking violate."
I don't know. It just reminded
some
me of
HIPAA.
ladies.
You
that
don't
I-
even work at like a doctor's
No,
office or anything.
no,
You're
I
not
don't.
like fucking. I don't know why I was so nervous. I was
I've
like,
worked
oh my
with
God.
HIPAA once, like 'cause at the
Yeah,
chiropractor's
yeah,
office, there
yeah.
were HIPAA agreements or whatever,
Yeah.
and that I don't know. She just looks like people I knew from there. She's not.
Yeah,
but,
yeah,
you know.
that's so funny. But
HIPAA, Jake is. HIPAA, Jake
Yeah.
went to the chiropractor.
I did go to.
He threw his back out farting.
Yeah, I threw my back out farting, dude.
Happens to the best of us.
But Brett, you can pull up her profile page.
Wardell
this is her-
Holmes Re.
Yeah, Wardell Holmes Re. Wardell and Holmes Real Estate, Kansas City Realtor, 11.8 thousand followers. It says Kansas City's leading investment realty team, local market masters, #1 in investor ROI, portfolio growth starts here. And so what we're going to do now is we're going to take a little journey through a podcast episode that was an hour long that I watched of these two people, and we're gonna get some gems, dude. So we're gonna start with this clip. This is about
Jakin.Off shouldn't have to be about this.
It shouldn't have
You know
to.
what I mean? We
I
should
agree.
be talking about like
maybe that's our tagline. It shouldn't have to be about this.
We should be talking about like Butt Plug Lake and like
yeah, exactly.
you know,
I yearn for the days. I've
and
been
fucking like statues of SpongeBob with dicks
Yeah,
or something
right.
like
but they're
People
just
giving the Mothman statue a tramp stamp could have been in a whole episode.
you know the way that I've been thinking about it a lot lately, and the thing that I think has began to happen on like an increasingly like rapid scale in the last like couple of years or so is like the sort of right now they're basically like robbing the federal government. Like rich, very wealthy people are robbing the
Yes.
federal government, and not even like just like the ultra wealthy, just like people who have like a good amount of wealth are really benefiting from this. People like Troy Kearns are benefiting from the destruction of the social safety net.
Yeah.
Because it's taking all of this capital that we've collected through taxes and basically redistributing it to them. That's what every government policy does. Whenever people talk about, oh, we don't want to redistribute wealth or whatever,
it happens every day.
it's
all the
bullshit.
Time.
Every government policy is a redistribution of wealth. There is a redistribution in every policy.
like the PPP loans.
Yes, exactly. It's money is going from one side to another side of a policy, right? Like that's what it is. And these are the people who are benefiting from it the most now. But I think that what is also happening that is making things particularly dark in my mind is that there's also, I feel like, this like moral robbery that's happening to all of us. Like not only are they taking away like all of the material resources that we have, but in addition to all of that, it is becoming increasingly impossible to, I mean, if you're somebody with a conscience, it's already been impossible, but I think for everyday people, it's becoming increasingly more impossible to like live in this country and feel good about it. You know what I mean?
Yep.
Like, I think that is becoming like a mainstream feeling, right? And that's why I think that things are so dreary around here. That's why there is no more Dildo Cove, dude. And I don't know if it's coming back.
No.
I know that sounds like really fucked up and sad, but like I don't know if it's coming back, and it makes me bummed out, dude. And in the meantime, the only thing that we are like getting more of is people like this, right? Like people who are basically trying to peddle the same sort of thing, but in our own local community, and I find it quite detestable.
Yeah.
And
Because Troy's not even from Kansas City.
he's not even from here. Yeah, he's from like
I want to
Seattle
be
or
exploited
something.
by somebody that grew up on a Taco Villa. You know, if I'm gonna get
exactly.
get fucked in the ass by some real estate agent, I want them to know a little something about AMF lanes. I want them to know about Joe's Barbecue. All right, that's
you
what
never
I
went
want.
to the Cinemark on the Plaza?
Yeah, what you know about $6 movies on the Plaza? That's what I want to hear about. Do you even know that the Plaza lights are looking pretty? Do you even know about? Do you even know about Christmas in Kansas City?
People do be like this though.
Troy?
Is the worst part.
Well, dude, the funny thing about it is in the video of him talking about the stadium is he's like, that's what they did in Seattle. It was awesome. And it's like, dude, this is the only guy that I've ever heard be like, we got to turn this place into Seattle. You know what I mean? Like, he's the only, like, capitalist that I've ever heard be like, yeah, no, we got to turn this into Seattle.
Has anybody here been to Seattle? I've been to Seattle.
I've been to Seattle briefly. I didn't spend a ton of
I
time
went
there.
like 2 or 3 years ago, and it was some of the most like
It's really nice.
jarringly. It
mean,
was
the-
one of the most
the-
jarring
the
discrepancies
scenics.
I've ever seen
Yeah.
between like rich and poor. Like
Yes,
the amount
that
of
is
homeless
true.
people.
It's insane.
compared to like the quality of life of the not homeless people
Yes.
is fucking brutal to see.
And it's
like,
happening here too.
Yeah,
like we're
absolutely.
seeing way more of that here. There's like it is stratification, right? Like
Yeah.
there is people say like, oh, the middle class is disappearing or whatever.
It's a beautiful city, but it made me feel so fucking icky to be
Yeah.
there. Like I just
It's-
can't I can't
It's nasty.
like
dude.
there was no ignoring it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? There was no getting away from it. And you're walking a lot of the time in Seattle too, and so you're just like on the ground seeing like just like levels of homelessness that I'm like,
And
wow,
dude,
this is
I think that the other problem is, and actually, I'm so happy that we're talking about homelessness. They are going to give a take on homelessness later in this that is like really heinous. But the thing that I think is also important to mention about this is a place like Seattle. It's like, yes, there are like a lot of homeless people there, but part of the reason why homeless people are flocking to like certain places is because the areas surrounding them are violent towards homeless people. Like we live in Kansas City, it's not great. Like we are considered like the most liberal area like around here,
And we still
and
like
we
tear down
still
10
are
cities like
yeah,
all the
going
time.
through and like literally like they're doing like fucked up shit to homeless people on a day-to-day basis.
I think something that's important to point out, and I think like if you don't understand it this way, viewer at home, it's important that you do. Any amount of criminalizing homelessness that you see happening is a way of saying that the crime for being poor should be slavery.
Yeah.
Because being in prison is legalized slavery.
100%.
That's how the 13th Amendment is written. That's how our economy has never been not been slavery based. It's
Yeah.
always been slavery based. We never ended slavery. We just relegated it to our prisons. So the more things that are illegal, the more slaves that we are giving our fucking prisons, you know? And so whether it's abortion, homelessness, anything that you think like, oh yeah, we should take care of the homeless problem. If any of that is criminalizing homelessness or poverty, you're just like, there should be more slaves. That's your position.
No, exactly.
It's important that you understand that.
This is why you're one of my best friends. That was very well articulated. I couldn't have said it better myself. And in addition to that, it could not relate more to what these people are going to talk
Of course,
about.
they want slavery.
It's fucking insane.
That's
Yes.
what most pro-life
Yes,
policies are to
yes,
me too.
yes,
Is that they
yes,
want abortion
yes.
to be illegal, not because they
Yeah.
fucking give a fuck about God or
I
even
think that
population.
people-
It's because child labor is coming back.
Yes.
It's because they want it to be illegal for you to fucking not
I
give
think
birth
that people
so
have
that
a
they can
difficult.
put you in jail.
I think that people have a difficult time connecting what you're talking about to people like this.
Yes.
Because you see these kinds of people talking about what they do on a day-to-day basis, and it's just normalized. Like
Well,
this
and
is
they
just
can
normal.
call themselves housing providers instead of what they are, which is
Yeah.
violent housing withholders.
Yes, yes. The housing is already there.
Yeah.
They didn't provide any. They just bought it.
Yeah.
That's God, dude, this is so awesome. I mean, it's terrible.
It's
Like it's
awful.
awful and it's terrifying, but it's also awesome. So here's the thing. These guys talk really slow. So I recorded the videos in 1.5 times speed because I was watching it in 1.5 times speed.
Yeah.
Because I was like, Jesus Christ, dude.
Fucking hurry it
Because
up.
you're gonna notice this Andrea lady. She says a lot of nothing.
She
Like
likes that
she
dead
says
air,
a
huh?
lot of nothing, and then Troy will come in with like the most direct, awful thing that he could possibly like say. And
It's
so-
always two fucking landlords talking about stripping people of their rights going, exactly.
yeah. And I think that this lady in this video like views herself as like the sort of like progressive foil to Troy, but
Oh
like
my
actually
God.
she's just like just like a
Normalizing
regular,
the heinous shit he's saying by entertaining it at all and not acting like it's heinous bullshit.
Yeah. So here's this first clip though. This is Troy talking about a lesson that he learned very early on in life. So
You gotta carry a bat.
Millionaire mentorship program going
you
on.
have to turn it
But
up,
sometimes I
Brett.
think it can
Pause
be
it for a
intimidating
sec.
somebody that
Let's see if we can maybe slow it down to regular speed, and it might be a little too fast. Playback speed 0.75.
It's just gonna. This might be.
I fucked up.
Sometimes I
Do one
be
point.
intimidating for somebody that wants to see what you're doing.
Just turn it up
from
more. I
a,
think that that's really what it is.
Internet or in person
Start
standpoint,
it
all
over.
their successes.
Can
and
you
it is-
understand it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
We just. I'll turn it up a little.
I'm
more.
sorry, guys. They just talked really slow,
really-
and I was watching it in a faster speed.
Dude, we all have Zoomer fucking toasted
That's what I
fucking social
figured.
media
That's
brain.
what I
watch
figured.
things sped up all the time.
Yeah.
Fucking give it to
mentorship
me.
program going on. But sometimes I think it can be intimidating for somebody that wants to see what you're doing from a
Her audio is awful, by the
internet
way.
or in
It's- she
person
has two
standpoint,
microphones.
all their successes. They need to say, well, I'm not good
Doesn't
enough,
know
or how to
microphones
do that.
work still.
What
the
happened?
hell?
Oh, this is when you slowed it. What the fuck did you do?
Maybe now try.
with that.
So early.
Hold up. I'm sorry, everyone at home. I'm gonna restart.
Yeah, we're just gonna
this
start it
again.
over again. Okay.
Millionaire mentorship program going on. But sometimes I think it can be intimidating for somebody that wants to see what you're doing from a internet or in person standpoint, all your successes. But maybe they say, well, I'm not good enough, or how did he do that? Everybody has a story, and motivation comes from the story. Okay. So let's start with that.
So early on, when I grew up, like my earliest memories were like basically of having a really like fun childhood until my parents got divorced. So once they got divorced, it was like my whole world like went upside down. And what I mean by that, like I lost all my friends, I was pulled out of a school, and I don't even, like reflecting, because I moved my kids around, I don't think it was because I lost all my friends. I think it's because my parents were getting a divorce.
Right.
So I remember hearing like some, and my parents never even like have told me the reason or anything like that, even at now. But one thing I didn't find out until I was 43 years old, which is interesting,
pause
is
it
we
real
moved
quick?
around.
I love that he was like talking about his traumatic divorce, and he's like, and I lost all my friends, and then he was like, wait, I move my kids around all the time. They lose their friends all the time. So that's not the bad part, actually. The thing I'm doing to my kids is actually not the bad part. But like, I just wanted to point that out.
It's all a cycle, Troy. You're just doomed to repeat everything that everyone did to you, bud.
All right, let's try.
A lot from like the time I
Feel free
was
to
in
pause
third grade to like when I settled in, like a lot of times. And I found out my parents had actually lost their house to foreclosure. My mom had moved in with another guy who she ended up marrying, became my stepfather. His name was Carl. He's still around. They're not married anymore. But,
Pause it.
He's so mad he's not dead.
Yeah, dude. He's so mad that Carl's not dead, bro. He's like his
Still
name
around.
His name is Carl.
He like almost shivered. He was like, he's still around.
Still
like,
around. Pull it back just a tad,
Oh
Brett,
my
before
God.
we start. I want to get him talking about Carl one more
that's
time.
so
Yeah, that's
fucking
good.
funny. Play there.
lot from like the time I was in third grade to like when I settled in, like a lot of times. And I found out my parents had actually lost their house to foreclosure. My mom had moved in with another guy who she ended up marrying, became my stepfather. His name was Carl. He's still around. They're not married anymore. But we ended up like couch crashing in many people's houses. And so, and I went to several different schools for a short period of time there until we settled in. And then we were kind of emerged into this family, which, you know, I have stepbrothers and stepsisters, which I really don't keep in touch with, but my other sisters do, Tara and Chelsea. And so I feel like I didn't have any control. Like that was a big thing for me.
dude.
And I knew when they moved to Issaquah, I knew that everybody had money but me. And everybody had freedom but me. And so for me, from a very, very early age, I knew that money equaled freedom.
Dude, I mean, tell me that's not exactly what you were just saying.
Yeah.
It's crazy. It's crazy to hear people articulate that.
Yes.
You know what I mean, dude?
And then
Like,
still conspire to keep people poor.
yes.
And not put it into their minds like, oh, like I'm like enslaving these people, more or less. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Like it's if money equals freedom, your own fucking philosophy is like, oh, by
Right.
taking money, I'm
Yeah.
taking their freedom.
Right.
Like
It's bizarre. It's bizarre to me that people can walk around with such little self-awareness. You know what I mean? And I think that part of it is that this has always existed, but people haven't had the access to technology to broadcast their thoughts and opinions. to
yeah,
the
it's like
entire
this is how
world.
people have been talking in coffee shops for
Yeah.
the whole time, that there have been banks and real estate agents and all this shit. They all say this shit, but it used to be behind closed doors because they used to have the fucking sense of like,
Yeah,
we can't
shame.
just like come out and say
Yeah.
that we're fucking.
Yes. And I think that, so I have two feelings about this kind of content, and especially when it comes to like the property influencer kind of stuff. One side of it is that I think that it's that there's a negative impact that this stuff has on like sort of indoctrinating people into this kind of ideology. But on the other hand, I think that broadly speaking, for most rational people, when we see stuff like this or some of the other people that we've talked about on this podcast, it really lays bare the sort of
The greed.
and just the inherent like hypocrisy of capitalism
Yeah.
to people that it makes it I think that it will do a lot for some people in making them aware of like, or making them class conscious in a way.
Yeah.
Like I think that if a normal person sees this kind of stuff, like what you're talking about, if they hear you say what you said and then watch this video, they
Yeah.
would go, "Oh my fucking god!"
Yeah.
Like this is.
I
crazy.
literally saw a guy bragging, like it was this reel of this guy just bragging about how like, hey, yeah, like Section 8 housing, like you blah blah blah, and you're under obligation to fix certain things, but there's a lot of things you're never under an obligation to fix, and you can charge them. You can charge
you
them for ceiling
do-
fans. You can charge them for fucking like using their fucking heat. You can charge
Yeah.
them extra for like blah blah blah. It's like all the things you can do to nickel and dime people who are already fucking so desperate that they need government assistance with their rent. Like it's an insane fucking thing.
What they will do is they will put in clauses into the lease that the tenant is responsible for the first $150 of any repair that happens. And so then when you call your landlord and you say, hey, my light fixture is broken, I need you to come and replace it.
Yeah.
They say, oh, okay. And they, go get a $10 light from Home Depot or whatever. And then they come and they replace it themselves and install it themselves. And then they tell you, okay, that'll be $150.
Yeah.
You know, like they charge you the $150. They put that in there so that anytime you need something fixed, they can get $150.
And
It's crazy.
Personally, I think it's fucking insane that a person can own an asset like a fucking rental property and fucking make all this money on like government fucking subsidized rent and all this shit, and then still be legally allowed to say, and on top of that, I'm also going to make improvements to the property and charge you for them. You're going to
Yeah.
make my asset better, and I'm going to get paid by you to do it. You know what I mean? Whether it is
Right.
fixing the ceiling fan or whatever.
Right.
You know what I mean? It's an insane fucking like theft that is happening.
It is.
And it's a theft by the rich of the poor.
It's
like,
a wild
it's
system.
So
dude.
fucking
It doesn't make a lot of sense to me.
yeah.
And it's so backwards.
And it's
I-
because your fucking dumb parents were convinced fucking so easily that like,
Yeah.
the black women welfare queens are lazy, and you know they should have to pay for their light bulbs, right? You pay for your light bulbs, don't you, Whitey?
Yeah.
Right?
yeah.
And it's like, oh yeah, but I also can afford groceries and
Yeah.
have a fucking
Yeah, I'm not hanging on to society by a thread.
yeah. Yeah.
That's the difference. Yeah, and so this next clip, here's the deal. This is a long clip. The reason why
It's
it's
only
so
going to
long,
be about a minute for us.
it's shortened because of time and a half speed. But we are going to be wanting to pause this quite frequently because what ended up happening is I said, oh, I'm going to start recording this, and
Wait, this is. Are you skipping 2.8? Or are we going straight
No,
to
this-
2.9?
wait, what was 2? No, 2.8 is the long clip. This is it.
No, 2.9 is the long clip.
Oh, what's 2.8?
This finish us off clip?
Oh, okay, no. Then we need to do 2.9 first. That's my yeah. Whoops, I must have mislabeled them. On my sheet it's labeled correctly, but on yours I must have
Okay.
named them wrong. How long is this clip?
Only about a minute.
Yeah, okay, no. We need to play the long one. So, my bad. That's on me. So again, a very long clip. We're going to be stopping it several times.
Yeah.
It'll become very apparent why really quickly.
I love that you're mentioning that, not because of how you and I met, but what I believe is the crux of any sort of industry is truly communication.
Yeah.
We had a meeting today, and Agent is struggling right now, so she stopped showing up. But just because you stop showing up doesn't make the struggle go away.
Yeah.
I think the biggest thing when people start saying that my time is more valuable, it is filtered and fueled completely by anxiety of the mind.
Yeah.
And you made a lot of lifestyle changes. When you didn't have those lifestyle changes, would you be able to do beehiking right now? Would you be able to do all the things you were doing? No, your mind and your anxiety were cluttered up by something that was not allowing you to connect back to the basis of all business, which is communication.
Yeah.
I learn daily from everybody and anybody. And it makes me amused when I have a random interaction with somebody. And that's really the purpose of being human.
Yeah.
And humans will be here until we're not. I have theories on that we won't get
Pause
into.
it, Brett.
But if we
Pause
can
it. She does get into it later.
Humans will be here until we're not.
Humans will be here until we're not, and we're going to find out exactly what this lady thinks the time frame on how long humans will be there.
I think we got about 50 to 100 years without some deep and intense.
Okay, dude, you
fucking,
are being way more generous than this lady.
Oh,
I
no.
think she's going to kill all of us.
Oh my god.
Brett, pull it back just a little bit. I want to hear her say that again. Yeah.
to the basis of all business, which is communication.
Yeah.
I learn daily from everybody and anybody. And it makes me amused when I have a random interaction with somebody. And that's really the purpose of being human.
Yeah.
And humans will be here until we're not. I have theories on that we won't get into. But if we can utilize our human nature, make somebody smile, make a connection with somebody, let some of the infrastructure, the administrative stuff be taken care of by the things that are at our hands and devices, then that's great.
Dude,
but
just
it's
wait
so
till
very
Troy
important to
talks.
connect because that's something that you cannot recreate.
Well, you have to be able to, if you want to get where you want to go in life, you need other people's help.
For sure.
And so, like, earlier you were talking about, like, well, what about people not having the hustle? And the first thing that popped in my mind was this book that I'm listening to on Audible right now, and it's about this guy who went through the Auschwitz situation, and he saw souls just breaking.
The Auschwitz situation, by the way, that sounds like a fucking like white supremacist ska band. Pick it up, pick it up, pick it up.
I wonder if we have a word for the Auschwitz situation.
Oh my
I
God.
can't quite think. I feel like there might be a word for it. The Auschwitz situation, dude. That's this guy's whole thing dude, when he's talking about like exploiting people by being a landlord, he could not be more of an expert.
That's
like
what
he is
sales
so like
is. Sales is always like one of the big things about sales is like you never want your potential client to have a negative thought around you or a negative feeling around
he's
you
so
that
bad
you
at
don't
it.
have a solution for
he's
immediately.
so bad at it.
So
dude.
if you're going to bring up the Holocaust, make sure it's the
Yeah.
Auschwitz situation.
Yeah.
You can get tickets to their show
Dude.
at First Amendment Brouhahas.
He's so
they're gonna play backup. It's a cool experiment. The Auschwitz situation's playing backup ska music for fucking Pablo Francisco.
yeah, they're doing backup ska music to James Inman. They're doing backup ska music to James Inman, yelling about dude. The last time I saw
Morals
that guy,
are wrong.
dude. The last time I saw that guy was at what's it called? The
last thing I saw him-
Hillsiders. He did like a 45-minute
yeah.
set at Hillsiders. Dude, he was just yelling about Russia and Ukraine the entire time and how like he thought that
this
the
this
war was
year?
gonna. Dude, it was this year and how he thought the war was gonna end. He's like, Trump's gonna end the war, or like that's good, but people don't think that it's good because da 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 da. And like I don't know. And
The
he was
last
like,
thing
this
I
is
s-
crazy. What I'm saying is crazy, and it's like, dude. There are literally millions of people typing the exact rant that you're going on.
The last
into
thing
Twitter
I saw
right
like
now.
was him like responding to like Gabe Perry on Facebook, basically at one point going like defending First Amendment brouhahas, but being like, I'm a comedian, which means I don't have morals. None of the best comedians have morals. Morals are wrong. They make you worse at art. And I'm like, okay,
it turns
James.
out that's not true,
Okay,
and also a huge problem.
Yeah, let's pretend comedy and immorality are connected. Now let's pretend that comedy is more important than being moral.
Yeah, yeah. Let's pretend like let's pretend like the Auschwitz situation never happened.
Oh my God.
Yeah, dude.
Pick it up.
Yeah, pick it up, pick it up, pick it up.
That's their impression of the guards. At Auschwitz.
The Auschwitz situation is so.
Oh, you guys are going a little slow. It's time for you to pick it up, pick it up, pick it up.
God, bro. It's so fucking nuts that he called it the Auschwitz situation. So, dude, yeah, I was watching this clip and I was like, oh my God, that's
Oh, dude,
so funny.
now I'm imagining an all Auschwitz version of Jersey Shore. The Auschwitz Pauly D, the Auschwitz Snooki.
The Auschwitz situation. Dude, oh my God, bro. That's so. Brett,
We'll figure out how to clip
that's a
it.
clip.
Yep.
That's a clip somehow.
What's their fucking thing? Something in laundry or whatever.
Gym Tan Laundry.
Gym Tan
GTL.
Laundry.
Gym tan laundry. Well, you're gonna get gym and tan for sure. I don't know how much laundry you're gonna get to do at the Auschwitz situation.
Damn it.
I'm only comfortable joking about this because I'm gonna be in a camp in the next 20 years too.
Yeah. This podcast is actually, I'm going to be a political assassination. I hope.
Make it quick.
Make it quick. Yeah, Troy Kearns is going to shoot me on stage.
Yeah, I'm gonna be tied to this guy's truck at some point for having debt to Capital One or something. He's gonna buy me from fucking Care Credit.
Evan, you owe me $150.
That'll be 10 years of labor.
Yeah, no, eventually we will just be serfs living on our. We'll be like this guy's henchmen, basically, like doing cold calls. So be like, you can only live in this apartment if you do cold calls for millionaire mentorship. You know what I mean? And it'll just be like an apartment building full of people cold calling inside of.
I mean, it's so weird. They already have like Amazon villages.
I know
that are happening, and so yeah, they're already having places where your employment is tied to your housing directly, which is like it's already horrifying that like we normalize that with healthcare, like that should never have fucking happened, and now it's like, well, why shouldn't they provide you housing?
It was
mean,
meant
oh,
to
withhold
be,
it for
the
me if I leave
healthcare
this
was
job?
meant to be temporary during World War II, so that because businesses were having a hard time attracting employees, right? Because it's like a difficult market for them to get employees, and so they were like, well, let us offer to pay for their health care. And then they did it, and it was a big boon, and they made a lot of money, and they were like, well, why don't we just keep this gravy train a-rolling a little bit?
Yeah.
But anyways, let's continue. Pull it back. I want to hear Auschwitz situation one more time, Brett. Yeah, perfect.
Pick it up right here.
Not recreate.
Well, you have to be able to, if you want to get where you want to go in life, you need other people's help.
For sure.
And so, like, you know, earlier you were
Not
talking
from
about, like,
Section
well, what
8,
about people
but-
not having the hustle? And the first thing that popped in my mind was this book that I'm listening to on Audible right now. And it's about this guy who went through the Auschwitz situation. And he saw souls just breaking down. And then he was one of the soul guys that survived. And it was all about mentality. And I think that, and you know, I'm a big World War II fan.
The
Positive.
I watched a
victims
lot
of
World War II,
Auschwitz were
and-
losers.
Yeah.
They were mental losers. You know what I mean?
They just couldn't hustle their way out of the
hustle
camp.
the way out of the Auschwitz situation. Exactly.
What a strange.
They just didn't have the grind set necessary to make it through the Auschwitz situation.
What a strange take on the book Night.
Literally.
I don't think that he is listening to the book right. Yeah. Pick it up.
Korean War stuff. Like, in terms of a fan, I'm not like a fan that it happened. I'm a fan of the history. And what you find out is there's just a lot of cowards out there, and there's a lot of people that are going to buckle under pressure. And we all have
Like the
high
victims-
anxiety,
sounds like
Like
he's-
the victims of Auschwitz.
It sounds like he's talking about Hitler almost.
Cowards
Like,
that are
he's like,
buckling under the pressure, like the victims of Auschwitz, and a little bit the guards
Look,
for not
he's-
keeping it up. You know?
It's like, what is he even talking about, dude? It's such an insane.
watch a
rant.
lot
He
of World-
literally just said that the people who died at Auschwitz were mentally weak.
Yes, yeah, it's insane.
So he thinks Jewish people are mentally weak. I'm making the connections. Yep.
Yeah.
II and Korean War stuff. Like, in terms of a fan, I'm not like a fan that it happened. I'm a fan of the history. And what you find out is there's just a
Not
lot
a
of
fan of what
cowards out there, and there's a lot of people that are going to buckle under pressure. And we all have high anxiety. Like, I've had panic attacks. I've had things that have happened. Like, I just interviewed a guy the other day that I'm actually a great guy who specializes in anxiety, who had debilitating anxiety and stuff like that. We all have anxiety. Some have it worse. Some have it better. We all have forms of depression. Some have it worse. Some have it better. We all, you know. But what about the people that don't have legs? Like, what about the people that don't have hearing?
It's all relative.
Right. Like, get over yourself. Like,
Well, get over yourself, sure, but it's all relative. So you could look at a family dynamic and go, wow, that mom and dad and their 4 kids and that beautiful house. You truly don't understand what's relative to that family dynamic behind closed doors, right?
Right.
All you can do.
What about the guy from astronomy?
Who?
You didn't hear about this?
No.
There's this CEO. You have to have heard about this. The guy who cheated with his chief
We
people
went
officer.
from the
No.
Auschwitz
It's trending right now on social media.
situation
Like,
To the
to
Coldplay
the
concert.
astronomy CEO cheating on his wife. And dude, what is really funny is what made me keep playing this is because he cannot find the word for HR. And so he keeps calling her his people's person or like his people's worker or something like that. And so he doesn't know the term. He's literally, dude, this guy, if you take him out of the context of being a landlord, he's immediately out of his depth in any conversation. He cannot maintain like any level of credibility
saw
when talking about anything.
The astronomy
aside-
CEO.
Yeah, anything. Well, that's the name of the company that guy.
Wait,
was
his
the
company's
CEO.
name was Astronomy?
Yeah.
Yes.
Oh.
Yeah.
My bad.
Yeah.
I thought
so
he was like, he's the CEO to astronomy. I mean,
he probably like thinks that like that's probably the way that Troy thinks about it. But
sorry.
dude, it's okay. He calls her like his people's. The term that he uses is weird.
Let it rip.
rolling.
Who?
You didn't hear about this?
No.
There's this CEO. You have to have heard about this. The guy who cheated with his chief people officer.
No.
It's trending right now on social media, like everywhere. This guy's life's on fire. So people from the outside looking in, he's got 3 kids, a wife, and then he's at a Coldplay concert. And he's on the kiss cam, and he's in arms with his chief people officer, who's also married. So from the outside, they're happily married, but they're at a Coldplay concert, got caught on the kiss cam, and they both ducked on the kiss cam.
How much of that do you think was set up? You think that was a coincidence?
Oh, dude, let me show you.
I don't think it is. I don't think anything is a coincidence.
It might
What
not be,
the
but it is.
fuck?
Like if I show it to you right now, you're gonna. It is trending so much on.
I don't have a lot of time to get that kind of stuff because my time.
You're a Coldplay cheating scandal truther?
Yeah, dude. Yeah.
What the fuck are
Big
you
Coldplay.
talking about?
This lady is out of her mind, bro.
That's so fucking stupid.
I think that they're drunk. Like
They
I
seem
think
drunk.
That they're drunk, dude.
They seem
Like,
drunk. That's like one of the things about these
Yeah.
fucking people whose jobs take place on podcasts, coffee shops, and lunches is that they're all fucking drinking all the time.
Yeah.
They're drinking at every fucking
Bill
meal.
Maher, dude.
He-
Bill Maher is like just like a stumbling drunk.
He's
the
my
entire
hero.
time.
I love him.
Yeah, Club. I
do
hate
anything
that
for
Club
him.
Random got
Dude,
canceled.
I'm so sad that Club Random got canceled.
I don't know what
dude.
that is.
Club Random is Bill Maher's podcast.
Oh, I didn't know
where
that.
He'll, like,
I didn't know you
have
could
somebody on
get
and-
canceled as a podcast.
He's
Don't you
like-
just like have a podcast? How can you cancel this?
It's on
He doesn't-
HBO, I think.
no,
Oh,
no.
whatever.
His podcast is on YouTube or whatever.
Okay, so yeah, how does
He
that
still
get
has his
canceled?
HBO show.
Yeah, weird. I don't know, bro. Maybe
Start
maybe
the clock.
somebody talked to him and was like, "Will you please stop?"
New rule.
Maybe his granddaughter got to him and was like, "Hey, Grandpa, will you please don't do Club Random anymore?"
You're embarrassing me at school.
Grandpa, will you please stop doing Club Random?
I just have not. I've not encountered a Coldplay concert truther.
Yeah,
that is
I was
such
surprised
a
by
fucking
that too. Yeah,
stupid
she
fucking
believes in
thing to
it.
say. Also, like, I don't know. This is not very Viva La Vida of us.
Go ahead, Brett.
Dude, let me show you.
I don't think it is. I don't think anything is a coincidence.
It might not be, but
Neither
it
of
is.
these
Like if
folks
I show
are
it to you right now,
scientists,
you're gonna.
if you
It
know
is.
what I mean.
It is trending so much on.
See, I don't have a lot of time to get that kind of stuff because my time is so valuable, but I do have time to sit here and chat.
Okay,
That's
well,
a
let me just show it to you.
callback to a
here it is.
joke that she made earlier.
Oh, okay.
She wasn't actually.
Listen,
doing
that's
it.
called not addressing what's going on at home. They were not happy in their marriages, so they did that. Whatever it might be.
Do you see them both duck out of the picture?
Well, maybe they're just shy. I don't know.
You get a cold
Maybe
look at it.
somebody,
They're either having an affair.
maybe somebody stole my truck because they needed to help a friend move. We don't know. But what we do know is how we handle anything that goes our way.
I know, but like,
And-
what did Mayor Lucas do for you?
Well, Mayor Lucas is not involved in theft.
Well, he's on the KCPD
So
council.
pause
what
it.
happened
Or
there-
KCPD.
So here's the deal. What he's referring to now is something that didn't come up at any other time in this podcast. So I want to provide you guys with the context so you can understand what they're talking about.
You know, Coldplay has that song "Trouble." It goes, "I never meant to cause you trouble." Well, I'm sorry, Chris, you did. The astronomy, you caused some trouble for the astronomy CEO. Yeah, Mayor Lucas, though, what are we talking about?
So this lady's car got stolen. And
That's a big KC
in
tradition.
yeah, that is a
Probably had a Kia.
You know what? Classic Kansas City. I'm going to say it. Classic KC, getting your car stolen. But she clearly must have some relationship with the mayor. And Troy is his first reaction in bringing it up, or the reason that he brings it up is to be like, well, why didn't the mayor personally use city resources to help you, his friend? You know what I mean? That's pretty much like what he's implying should happen here.
Oh my
Is he's
God.
being like, so didn't the mayor help you? Pull it back a little bit, Brett. Let him hear it one more time. There you go.
See them both duck out of the picture?
Well, maybe they're just shy. I don't know.
You get a cold
Maybe
look at it.
somebody,
They're either having an affair.
maybe somebody stole my truck because they needed to help a friend move. We don't know. But what we do know is how we handle anything that goes our way.
I know, but like,
And-
what did Mayor Lucas do for you?
Well, Mayor Lucas is not involved in theft.
Well, he's on the KCPD council.
What happened
or
there-
KCPD board of.
Yes. What happened there, and I filled out a survey yesterday that Kansas City Business Journal sent out to all business owners as to how you think that the city is addressing all topics of the city, whether it's from a small business standpoint to beautification, whatever it is. Not one thing is one person's fault. What happened there is I'm glad I had
Let
all
me
the
tell you
stars.
something. If I ran Kansas City, and I would never run for mayor, well, ever's a long time. I don't plan on ever doing anything like that. I'd have this place
here we
cleaned
go,
up like
dude.
you don't even know. The problem is this. What you need to do, and this is not going to be popular with everybody, I don't even care. But the first thing is you start with clean streets, okay? Like if you go in the east side where I own a lot of properties, there's garbage everywhere out there. You know what? Get your overcrowded jail and get the offenders who haven't done anything wrong and get them out and clean up the freaking streets to reduce their sentences and rehabilitate them.
I agree. That's a positive and a positive,
I don't
right?
care if it's called a chain gang or whatever you want to call
Pause
it. Like the fact of the matter.
So yeah, I mean, literally, this guy
Do
is
forced labor. Take
Yes.
all the overcrowded prisons, start doing forced labor on the street.
Dude, did I not tell you that it was insane how like you
Prescient
were doing,
what I was
yes,
saying?
you
Yeah.
were being like so.
I don't care
spot
if
on.
it's chain gang. I don't care if it's slavery. You know what I mean? It reduces their slavery sentence. I'm being nice, actually.
It's so gross, man. You know, he's literally.
I'm saying they should be slaves for less amount of time if they do the slavery.
And I
like,
think
how
he-
is that not cool?
I think he might. Maybe he's being sarcastic when he says like, take all these people who are in jail who haven't done anything wrong. I think he's being sarcastic about that. But the reality is, dude, is that there are a lot of people in jail who actually
not
haven't done anything wrong.
Yeah, it's
It
like
happens all the time. There are people who are shut in prison for they lose their entire lives. They lose their entire lives for things that they never did. Because the idea that people are innocent until proven guilty only applies to a certain class.
people
of
who can
folks in this
afford for it
country.
to apply. Yeah.
People who can afford innocence.
Yeah.
Right? And so that's it's particularly
Our president is a felon.
Yes.
I mean, like, this whole idea that, like, you're innocent until proven guilty is like, well, but even if you're proven guilty, you're actually still innocent if you can just, like, avoid the consequences.
Innocence is actually like a
power structure.
Yeah,
It's not
a
a
function
result
of
of, like,
your
whether or
relation
not you
to
did
power.
something wrong. It's it's
Yeah.
a result of your fucking
Like,
relationship
why do
to
you think
power.
Roman Polanski's in Europe? Because he's innocent, of course.
Oh, yeah.
Right. Anyways, yeah, pick it up, Brett.
People want to work when they're sitting in prison. They don't want to be in prison.
No.
And you can use that labor for free to work off time.
I don't disagree with that, Troy, and I think education or purpose goes a long way. When you're
Pause it,
stuck,
Brett, is there another word for free labor?
It's on the
God, dude. I'm
Indentured
trying to think
servitude.
of- Dude, Troy is just so bad at remembering words, dude. The Auschwitz situation, free labor.
Yeah, no.
This guy is really skirting around all the awful things.
Very selective vocabulary.
I just love the idea of this guy watching like Les Miserables and being like, "See, John Valjean gets it. He's working on that boat dock. Like he should. He shouldn't have stolen that bread."
Well, dude, you know what's so funny, man, is Les Miserables takes place during the French Revolution, of course. Part of the thing that led one of the big gripes that the Third Estate, the peasants, had leading up to the French Revolution, was that there was forced labor was a form of taxation. So the serfs in France were forced to do labor for the local lords a certain number of days a year that they weren't paid for. And it was a huge burden on them, of course, right? And so, like, you imagine if the government was like, well, actually, imagine if not even the government. Imagine if Troy Kearns was like, hey, buddy, you got to come work on my wall for like a month, and you're not going to make any money during that time.
Yeah.
Like, that would fuck you over. That would fuck me. Dude, I would become like, I would get kicked out of my apartment. You know what I mean? And I'm like by no means like a person who, you know, I don't have a lot of like
You're not like on the
liabilities.
edge.
Like I
Yeah.
don't have any kids, you know, like I have a partner where
But still, a whole month to not make any income.
yeah, a whole month of not making any money would fuck any normal person over.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So just I don't know. The forced labor angle is like it's weird. It's not weird. It's not surprising to see somebody like this bringing up the idea of like, oh well, like why don't we just use people who we've imprisoned to do the things that I want.
I just want to reiterate to the viewers at home, just be so suspicious of anyone whose solution to anything is let's put more people in prison.
For sure.
Also,
know?
when he's like, "Oh, they want to get paid. Yeah, they want to get paid 30 cents." I'm sure they want to get paid 30 cents
Oh, yeah,
an
yeah.
hour or whatever.
Yeah, they
He's
love it.
saying nothing. He's saying you don't have to pay them anything.
No, yeah, no, but he was
You know
like,
what's
they want to
awesome?
make money in prison. They want to work.
Yeah,
And
they
it's just
they're like bored. They're just so
Yeah.
bored in there that they definitely would love to clean
Yeah.
up streets.
so
Yeah.
fucking stupid.
Yeah, you know, they're so bored. Let them fight the fire. Like, let them fight the wildfires.
It's
you
fucking
know?
insane.
And then,
dude.
like, when they die, it's like, you know,
well, they deserved it. They were in prison.
yeah, they stole bread.
That's like the implicit.
They smoked weed.
The other implicit thing is that everyone in prison
Deserves
to
it.
die.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, deserves to be in prison, and therefore, whatever happens, happens. Rape,
Yeah.
Fucking stabbings,
Yeah.
fucking unmitigated health risks, and whatever the fuck it is.
It's one of those things where once you start like learning about it, you realize how there's like people incarcerated are like really like truly like some of the most like voiceless people in our society.
They're not allowed to vote.
Yeah, it's fucked up.
Trump gets to vote.
Yeah,
He's a felon. He still gets
Yeah.
to vote somehow.
yeah, it's weird. Interesting. Anyways, keep going,
They're
Brett.
sitting in prison. They don't want to be in prison.
No.
And you could use that labor for free to work off time.
I don't disagree with that, Troy, and I think education or purpose goes a long way. When you're stuck in your four-cornered room and stuck in your thoughts or around people that maybe bring you down, bring you up, or teach you other good or bad skills, you are not going to be able to be that same person when you do get back into society. And I think that there should be an incentive because it's going to give somebody pride to complete a task.
Well, no, it goes beyond that. Like, if you are going to, you can't just do positive reinforcement, which is like, oh, you got to do positive reinforcement. Listen, dogs understand who the master is. They don't just understand positive reinforcement.
Oh.
Humans understand
So you want to
positive
be the
reinforcement
master?
and
dogs.
So you want
negative.
to be the master of people doing free labor?
It's insane.
Who are like
He's
dogs to you.
saying that he wants to enslave people.
Yeah.
I mean, I was astounded. So now you see why I couldn't stop recording this.
Dogs know
Because I
who
was
the
like,
master
this
is.
is all, yeah,
Dogs know who their masters is.
yeah. They're like, it's the bald guy.
Yeah.
It's the bald guy.
For the preservation of Troy's bank account. You know what I mean? We
Yeah.
must fight for the future and preservation of Troy, whatever
It's
this guy's name.
fucking so insane, dude.
The f-
I can't believe, I just can't imagine having these kinds of thoughts and being like, and you know what? I should publish them publicly.
People need to hear this.
Yeah,
I,
like,
I have no shame.
yeah, it's insane.
Yeah.
Keep it rolling, Brett.
Dogs know who the master
Understand who
is.
the master is. They don't just understand positive reinforcement. Humans understand positive reinforcement and negative consequences. If you're going to break into people's houses, I bet the guy who broke into your car probably got off a slap on the wrist and probably...
Not at all incarcerated. The vehicle was recovered. It was a very, very sophisticated ring. But at the end of the day, the videos were sent to the police. The information,
Oh, yeah, wait, but the guy we got the other day, he's not going to get in trouble.
there's not enough manpower or woman power,
No,
whatever
it's,
it is.
it's not about that. They don't care enough. The biggest thing is
Sorry,
we
I
don't
don't
have a
mean
big
to be
enough jail.
sexist.
Listen,
Like, slavery's
do what
cool,
Joe
but like woman
Ohio,
power or whatever.
Yeah. She, for
Sorry.
some reason, says woman power.
Or woman power.
Yeah.
What's
Like,
the-
manpower, woman power, whatever.
woman power. I'm a feminist.
Rainbow.
I'm a feminist, okay? But dogs know who their masters
They're
are.
gay cops.
Yeah,
It's,
girl
they
power.
don't care enough. The biggest thing is we don't have a big enough jail. Listen, do what Joe Ohio did in Phoenix, Arizona. Build some tents, throw those freaking jerks in prison, pull them off the streets, and let people know there's real consequences for crime.
Well, and then also we have a lot of vacant property here. We have a lot of vacant churches, schools. We talked about this. Create a satellite facility, maybe for different levels
I
of...
say throw them in tents. Don't even bother with it.
Well, there's a lot of tents that
Jesus
are on the
fucking
properties right now, too.
Christ.
So are you guys familiar with Joe Arpaio?
Yeah, I am. He's a
Yeah.
piece of shit.
He-
Like, he's
he's-
a huge piece of
He
shit.
was
He's a
notoriously
fucking monster.
became known for not just imprisoning people in like awful conditions that nobody should be subjected to ever, but in addition to that, humiliating them, like going through efforts to like publicly humiliate these people, like, you know, forcing them to wear pink even though they view it as like emasculating, which, like, hey, you know, should pink be viewed that way? No. But like, you shouldn't be subjecting people in prison to like.
You should
it's-
never
it's
make
fucked up.
a decision with like to fucking humiliate people
Yeah, yeah.
outside of a fucking like BDSM fucking dungeon where everyone fucking agreed to what's happening. Humiliation is something that you shouldn't do to people.
And dude, and what's so bizarre to me is like this lady is trying to offer up like some sort of like compromise, but her compromise is, well, we can just like use abandoned buildings to like imprison people.
yeah,
in.
we can you know imprison like the
what
less
the
bad
fuck?
people in churches.
Yeah, it's fucking insane, dude.
What's wrong
And
with
he's like,
people?
and he literally doubles down. He's like, no, we need to keep
No,
them in
tents,
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 dude.
They should be in tents.
And you know, the irony of this is we're about to get into this part where they complain about homeless people. So it's like they're simultaneously saying they don't
Put
want
people in tents
living
and get
in
people out of tents.
Yeah, it's like, which one is it, man?
Take them out of the tents that they have any amount of agency in and put them into the tents where we can
Yeah.
emasculate them and use them for slave labor.
Yeah.
What's so hard to
It's
understand?
like- it literally is.
This is
what
just
it
good
says.
business.
Pick it up.
Pick it up, pick it up, pick it up.
and let people know there's real consequences for crime.
Well, and then also we have a lot of vacant property here. We have a lot of vacant churches, schools. We talked about this. Create a satellite facility, maybe for different levels
I
of.
say throw them in tents. Don't even bother with it.
Well, there's a lot of tents that are on the properties right now too. And I had a very big incident in Kansas City, Kansas.
What happened?
Well, I own a property there, and the alleyway.
Triflex?
Yep. The alleyway. I had my tenant that lived in the back move out. She didn't feel like it was a good fit for her anymore. But there, in addition to the potholes that would truly pop your tire, there were a lot of people that were just living back there.
Can we talk about potholes for a second?
Yes. 311.
No. I hope you guys hear me, whoever can make the decision. Asphalt is the worst thing to put on roads. If you put concrete, you'll never have potholes.
Concrete also cracks though when you have.
So what?
Well, the filling in of the.
You cut it out and you put new concrete. What do they build bridges on? What do
Pause
you build
it
your house?
really quick. This I thought was just hilarious because
He's more worked up about the potholes than he is about anything else he's talked about so far.
Yes, he's more
There's
worked
the
up about
Auschwitz
the potholes.
situation, and yeah, you just use free labor. Yeah, put them in tents. I don't
it
care.
is-
The potholes! Use concrete!
The other hilarious thing about it is his solution is that he thinks we should use concrete instead of asphalt, which would take the reason why we use asphalt mainly is because of the insane amount of money and time that it would cost to pave everything out of concrete. It would be so expensive, dude, because you have to concrete has to set.
Yeah, and you'd have
Asphalt-
to rebuild the whole fucking thing.
Yeah.
Like you'd have to tear everything up and then replace it, and then
dude,
and it's
And shut down all the lanes.
Yeah.
They did that for like the one part of 35 South, and it literally took like maybe like 3 days for like 20 square feet, or what? It was just like literally 2 squares worth.
right. Yeah, dude, it's bizarre. And again, that's what proves how dumb this guy is, right? Is he, aside from all the other stuff that you've heard him say, which is I think falls more in the category of like evil. Than dumb.
Yeah.
But whenever he starts talking about anything that isn't like just exploiting people directly, which he's
fucking
very
stupid.
good about.
We should
he's
just have
very dumb.
like a bunch of new highways and like way more traffic, like way more traffic going straight towards the airport. For all sports.
And you just
All
have
sports,
highways
all planes.
everywhere, highways, all concrete highways.
Yeah, concrete highways that all go to the same place.
Yeah, there's just a bunch of highway entrances and exits surrounding the sports complex, and it'll be beautiful.
And Taylor Swift will fly there.
Yeah, dude, it's fucking insane.
Yes. 311.
No. I hope you guys hear me, whoever can make the decision. Asphalt is the worst thing to put on roads. If you put concrete, you'll never have potholes.
Nobody's
Concrete
listening
also
to this
cracks, though, when you
besides
have.
So what?
Well, the
The only
filling
one
in of
listening
the.
to this.
You cut it out and you put new concrete. What do they build bridges on? What do you build your house on? Would you build a house on asphalt? No. Why?
Well, because that's not how you build a house.
But why wouldn't you?
Just because that would never happen.
Okay, but what I'm saying is,
The concrete cracks also.
crack is fine. You can fix a crack.
Oh, yeah, we already
Asphalt
talked about
Crack is
deteriorates like
fine.
nothing. You have to take care of it every year, and
That
everything
foundation.
sinks down like it's like putting a concrete foundation in your city. Everything should be done in concrete, not asphalt. Is what I'm saying.
Well, I don't know that I agree with that or disagree
Oh,
with that.
there's nothing not to disagree with. It's absolutely fact.
Maybe it's a material. Maybe it's a something you could have.
You're not even allowed to disagree.
It's not something you're going to disagree from.
Yeah, bro.
But
He's
it's just like-
such an asshole.
If you disagree
dude.
with me, you're wrong.
Yeah, exactly.
It's a fact.
Yeah, I mean, what is there to disagree
Concrete,
about? I
fact.
fucking just told you exactly
It's a
what to
concrete.
think.
Concrete better, fact, concrete fact.
Okay, go ahead, Brett.
Oh, there's nothing not to disagree with. It's
But-
absolutely fact.
Maybe it's a material. Maybe it's a something you could have one of your groks write some legislation on.
Yeah, well, it doesn't affect me. Like at the bottom line, I just know that if I was
Dude,
running the
she
city,
punked
that's what I
him.
would do.
She-
Because they don't.
I don't
What
know
they're
if you
they're
heard that,
manipulated by
pause
guys
it.
who are in
One
the
of your
asphalt.
She said,
Tell them
have
the-
one of your groks write some legislation on it. Because he brought up Crocs later, dude, and the way that he looks when it cuts to him, dude, is so
I'm
he's
winding
so
it back.
dejected. Yeah.
He shuts down.
His body language, he loves getting
Grok's
shamed.
still
bro.
around.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's still around.
Yeah. Dude, Grok might as well be Carl, dude.
We're using asphalt.
Yeah, it's so funny.
Carl is asphalt. It's all the same thing. Troy, look inward.
Absolutely fact.
Maybe it's a material. Maybe it's a something you could have one of your groks write some legislation on.
Yeah, well, it doesn't affect me. Like at the bottom line, I just know that if I was running the city, that's what I would do. Because they don't. What they're doing is they're manipulated by guys who are in the asphalt company to tell them it's a better surface, and it provides people jobs because you don't have to do as much work on it because they're constantly resurfacing asphalt, and you don't have to resurface concrete because it lasts forever. Like if you look at the sidewalks in Coleman Highlands, they're all built in 1978, and they're all still lasting, and you can come back and cut one out and put a new one in. But with asphalt, you can't do
The
that.
trees in Brookside and Coleman Islands bust the concrete sidewalks up like to a point of like, I don't know, 6 inches in a diagonal that you would trip
Yeah,
over.
but those reported in 1978 or 1950, and if you can come in and you cut it out and put a new piece, and it's fine.
I think that there are many things that we could grapple about, from the city infrastructure, from what you would do, what I would do, what the people want to do. I think at the end of the day, everybody needs to do what's best for the common good, and that's easier said than done. I think that if you could
Do you really, though?
I do.
Why?
Because it's easier to do what's right than to not be proactive.
But you do what's best for the common good?
I believe that I do.
Always?
Pretty much always.
So how do you make
Except for I can't say I'm like busting up concrete in the streets, but what I try to do, and this is relative to me, is what is right for the situation and the big picture. And how does that affect this situation? How does it affect this person? What's the problem-solving skill set here that can make this get to a finish line? You have a different skill set than I do. You know, everybody does. But at the end of the day, if it's not yours, don't take it. If you want something, go make it and be kind and be proactive, or don't do anything, but don't make it somebody else's problem. And if you need help or you need tools, ask for them and apply them. And if you don't want to do that, that's cool too.
I think that...
And dogs know who their masters are.
Dude, it's so insane to hear a landlord be like, if it's not yours, don't take it. If it's not yours, don't take it.
But
I
I
mean,
will be
she's like
taking-
literally being like, yeah, I mean, I'm not out there busting up concrete or like doing something productive
I'm
for
taking
society.
70% of somebody's annual income.
But it's relative to me. To me,
I
relative
love how
to
he's like,
me.
you really do stuff for the common good?
Yeah, I
Like
know,
he was
dude.
like,
Dude,
idiot,
just
you
accidentally
care about the
fucking-
common good?
He's gonna more
The look on his face
he's
when
gonna-
he just like was encountered the idea of the common good was like, what
He's
the
gonna-
fuck, lib bullshit?
I think you're gonna be
common good.
I think you're gonna be surprised at how explicitly he gets to saying
let
stuff
it
like
rip.
that.
Pick it
It's
up, pick it
pretty
up.
crazy.
Everybody does. But at the end of the day, if it's not yours, don't take it. If you want something, go make
It's
it
like you're
and
doing an
be kind
impression of it.
and be proactive, or don't do anything, but don't make it somebody else's problem. And if you need help or you need tools, ask for them and apply them. And if you don't want to do that, that's cool too.
I think that at the end of the day, you've got to look out after yourself first and be able to help other people by looking out after yourself.
Sure.
And if you don't look out after yourself first and you're always like a bleeding heart and you're trying to help everybody else, you don't help anybody.
Sure.
But if you have the money and if you have the money to help people and the power to help people, then you help everybody. And that's the problem is, like, a lot of people get into politics or into business for the wrong reasons, but if you have the right heart and you get in there, like you seem to have the right heart, then you can help a lot of people. I've helped a lot of people, and I would argue to say, like, I've given money to a lot of people, but I won't say never. I will very rarely give money to a homeless person.
Yeah, and I feel like most of the issues when it comes to the unhoused is drug and alcohol related, or schizophrenia, mental illness.
It's 90% drug and alcohol.
Most of the unhoused are not.
Probably 95% almost.
Pause it.
Actually,
so it's
most
100.
homeless people, the majority of homeless people are just people that fell out of the foster care
No,
program.
it's 100% what they're saying is not true. You can look this up. I meant to include a link, but less than half of the people, like when they do actual like social science about this, less than half of the people who are regularly who are unhoused are regularly abusing any substances. Within the last 6 months, it's less than half of them. Now, that's not to say that the rates of drug abuse among people who are unhoused isn't higher than than they are amongst like the regular population, but it's not anywhere near 95 to 90%. It's less than half of them. Most people,
50% of the
Yeah.
homeless population in America spend time in foster care.
yeah, exactly.
Half of them are simply people who did not have families and were failed by the American fucking idea that
Yeah.
one family should take care of their children and that
Yeah.
we're not a fucking society
Yeah.
of neighbors who should be
Yeah.
taking care of each other.
Yeah, and
Like-
it's just like disgusting to hear these people talk like this.
Yeah.
And like so just like vapidly misrepresent everything.
And
Every topic that they talk about
Something I
is,
think
is like it's like they don't even know the first thing about it. They're talking about it strictly from what they perceive from their
It's a
own
place of
personal
feelings.
It's literally just their feelings about
Well,
what they think it is like.
They accuse liberals of being bleeding heart people who don't think, they just
Yeah.
rationalize everything emotionally, and it's exactly what they do.
Yeah.
When you actually look at
Right.
the numbers and confront them with like the fucking statistics of
Yes.
homeless people are actually like this and blah blah
Yeah.
blah, they're like, well, I feel like you should have to work for blah, and I feel like blah
Yeah.
blah blah. And then the other aspect of it, like what you're talking about, is like they don't even know to blah. I think about this TED talk I saw like fucking like over 10 years ago, where this lady starts it by asking the crowd, like, hey, what does it feel like to be wrong? people are like, embarrassing, or fucking like, you feel stupid and all this stuff. And she's like, well, that's a great answer to a different question. You're answering the question, what does it feel like to find out that you're wrong? But what does it feel like to be wrong? It feels exactly the same way as feeling right.
Yeah.
You have no idea you're wrong. You would never question, like, am I wrong about that? You know? And so that's why people would be like, the Auschwitz situation and free labor and fucking, because they can't even conceptualize that they're wrong about it, about anything. You know what I mean? They just assume they're right about stuff.
I think that's like the fundamental principle about what's wrong with America is just like the inability to say, oh no, that I was wrong, that was wrong, and like actually correct themselves.
But we
and
also have a
apologize.
nation full of people who've been told that they have a personal relationship with Jesus and that they have conversations with God, and that's a real quick way to be like, the voices in your head are God.
Well, it's
God wants you to charge rent.
It's a country. It's a country that is the foundation, if you will, is built on individualism and the individual, and in a lot of ways,
infallibility of the individual, like the fact that like the individual goals trump the common good.
And in a lot of ways, you know, I think that people like this oftentimes talk about the younger generations or the newer generations in the sense
self-centered
or like whatever.
Won't
you know
do
what
their
I mean?
part.
But actually, these were the people who were taught that.
Yes.
You know what I mean? In the way that people are, you know, I think growing to view the social structure of our society more and more, like younger people, negatively, is because of people like this. You know what I mean? Who are unwilling to sort of acknowledge how much of themselves they are like raging against all the time.
Yeah.
You know?
No,
So
yeah.
it's really pathetic, dude. But I did want to end off with this last clip, which is kind of a little bit funnier, I guess. This is this lady talking about what she sees. This is Andrea's like what she thinks is
The
gonna
end of
be, like,
humanity
in 5 years.
Oh
yeah.
my God.
Hopefully create a better culture and a better world if people feel empowered by the I can do this.
What does Andrea's life look like in 5 years if it's the dream world that you wanted to?
To be quite honest with you, I don't believe we're going to be alive in 5 years.
Okay. Why?
For a multitude of reasons. I have been saying this for a while now. I think that every species comes to a point of extinction. And as we see the rise of machine and technology and the way that the world has been going, I believe that it is going to become, the experiment of the humans is no longer relevant.
It may be. So wouldn't
The
you
experiment
want
of
to
the
do
humans.
everything that you could in the next 5 years to like,
Well, I do everything I can right now.
where do you want to go? You want to go anywhere? You got any vacations you want to try?
I have a trip to Argentina I haven't had time to go to.
Oh.
For dove hunting.
Well, I don't know if I'd go there for dive hunting,
Well,
but
that's the experience. And it's not like you're
I'm going to Ecuador in October, and
Pause it, dude. They're literally. I mean, that's the end of the clip. That's all we need to play. But she's going to Argentina to
hunt
shoot,
doves
to
with the-
shoot doves, and then she's like, "But it's not like you're eating them."
No,
And
I'm
it's
just
like, so
going there
you're
to
just
shoot them with
flying
probably
to
like the
another
descendants of
country
Nazis.
to
Like, what's wrong with
shoot-
that?
yeah,
I'm gonna go hang out with Nazis' grandchildren and shoot doves for fun.
It's so funny.
Not for food. I'm not gonna eat them. I just want to like end the lives
Yeah.
of doves with probably the descendants of Nazis. It just sounds fun.
Yeah.
I don't know what's so hard at it.
Yeah, I'm going to shoot doves with the Auschwitz situation. Well, that brings us to the end of the pod. I mean, I think you summed it up really well earlier when you said that Jakin.Off shouldn't have to be like this.
No, it shouldn't. We shouldn't be talking about this.
Where can people find you online? Tell
I'm
them
at
all
Evan
about
C.
it.
Goldt on Instagram, and if you for real like Pokemon, DM me for my YouTube channel.
Yeah,
Yeah.
do it.
Dude.
I participated in
It's fun.
the first
It's fun.
the lasagna Nuzlocke.
Yeah, he ate the lasagna.
It was really good lasagna.
It was like the
too.
best lasagna
And
I've
I'm looking
ever had.
forward to the next Nuzlocke.
Yeah, we're doing the pozole. I got to cook the pozole soon, and then I'm working on a pizza right now, and it's
great.
It's a good time.
It's a good time.
uh,
Very well produced videos. Very well
thank
produced
you.
content.
Thank you. And then I'll be at the Fountain City Comedy Fest. I'm hosting
Same.
several shows.
Same.
Hosting for Eddie Pepitone.
Let's
Get your tickets for fucking
go.
Eddie Pepitone. That's gonna be
Eddie
amazing at the Ship. I can't wait. Hosting for Kyle Ayers.
There you go,
That's
dude.
gonna be
Hell
really
yeah.
good too. I love Kyle.
Yeah.
So
I'll
that'll
be
be a
there
really
too.
fun time.
Yeah.
Um,
Brett will be there taking pics.
But the most important thing is follow me on Instagram at Evan C. Goldt,
Yeah.
or you can follow
we'll
me
put
at
we'll put a
TikTok.
link in the description
On
so.
TikTok. I started posting more of the things I post on Instagram on TikTok also. So if that's your preferred thing, I'm on there, just less.
We'll put a link to your TikTok in the description too. No problem.
And
easy peasy.
And like do a good thing for someone that isn't you.
Yeah.
That's another thing I want to plug. Do something good for someone else in your life.
Yeah. Do something good for me.
Or
And subscribe to this podcast on YouTube. If you're watching, like and subscribe. I love you. We're trying to get to 1,000 followers by today. So if we get there by today, then I'm going to buy one of those vacuum beds and seal myself inside of it to Rob said he'd watch.
It might be a live event. We're not really sure.
It might be a live event. Maybe we'll even do like a whole Jakin.Off live where I seal myself inside of a vacuum bed.
I do think there should be like a celebration of Jakin.Off at some point. Like when you hit your 3 year or something, you should do a little anniversary special.
Yeah, something. We'll see.
We have a couple things in the works for future endeavors.
Yeah, exactly. Don't get me started. But as always, follow this podcast at J.O.Pod on Instagram. Link in the description, and check out the podcast on YouTube if you're there.
Gotta
subscribe.
follow the YouTube.
Please follow the YouTube.
Subscribe to the YouTube.
Tell your friends to subscribe.
Yeah,
We're
tell your
trying
friends to subscribe.
Don't watch, just subscribe.
Yeah, well, Brett, stop saying that.
We just need the numbers.
Brett, stop. We do need the numbers, but please also watch.
Yeah, watch too.
Yeah, tell them to give it a shot. And tell them to send anything at all to Jakin.Off.Podcast at gmail.com. I'll look at it at least once. That's the Jakin.Off guarantee. Other than that, Brett, you got anything?
Be nice to yourself. Be nice to people. Look out for your community. And don't own property.
Yeah.
I guess.
No private property. I agree. Give me your socks, everybody. I want your toothbrush.
Yeah, I'm trying to jerk off into your socks. That's it, everybody. Thanks for listening. I love you. Bye-bye. Bye.